Well, happy Monday. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Joyful Monday. Every Monday at 3 p.m., we come to you. I am Joy Ruffin. My work with you is as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. I work with women who want to amp up their wow factor, and there's so much more to that. Yet, every Monday, we come to you with a fabulous guest. But before we do that, I want to give you some insight into what we're all about here, because we're about a lot of different things when it comes to leadership. But how about fashion, function, and fabulous? Isn't that what you want? I bet you do. You know, for most of us, fashion is fun. Some people take it too serious and it can get bogged down in stuff. I like to have fun. I like to play. So I'd like to start off with you with quotes and welcome. Thank you for being here. Whether you're here now or you come for the replay, we love good company and we always welcome you here. Here's a quote that ties in with the topic today. And we're going to tie this topic in a little bit later to my fabulous featured guest speaker who's going to be talking about her book, which is powerful because, well, let's hold on and I'll get to that a little bit later. Fashion is just another accessory for someone with great style. Isn't that true? And then you can say that fashion says me too. Fashion says me too. Style says only me. Now, both of those came from Pinterest, but aren't they true? Fashion has to be fun, even though it's changed tremendously and we're in the casual mode, which is good because everybody wants comfort and convenience. But yet, beauty in the true fashion world today, we're almost back rediscovering, reinventing what style and fashion is all about. And this quote says it. It says it quite on point. Don't change to fit the fashion. Change the fashion to fit you. That's what style is all about. Is everybody going to love your style? Contingent upon a lot of variables. But if you are comfortable and you feel good with it, then that's it. That was said by inescapable beauty. And isn't that the truth? Don't change to fit the fashions. Change the fashions to fit you. Fashion is instant language. It speaks volumes before most anything can. And everything about you, head to toe, top to bottom, hair to shoes, it speaks to your DNA and who you are. And the more pride you take in who you are, the better off you're going to be. Casual clothing has become popular because it's comfortable, because it's convenient, it's easy. And style, people are seeking more and more clothes that are comfortable, understood, embraced, and accepted. Yet, take that casual and make it your individual style because we're going into the age now more than ever before for all of these elements that are floating around into individuality. Find out and discover who you are. Don't I say every week, know thyself? Get to know thyself. And my featured guest speaker today, we're going to be talking a lot about how one discovers that. It isn't always hunky-dory, pleasant, and enjoyable, but the journey of discovery can be fun. I think the pandemic is what brought into most of us this casual mode because we were working from home a lot, out of the box, in the box, here and there in the community, the neighborhood, casual, understood. Most everybody accepts and embraces it, except I think far too many of us went way over to the dark side. The dark side. Every now and then you have to trek into the dark side, but you don't stay there. And maybe this is what's happened to us. That's my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. But I'm sharing with you because when it comes to fashion, function, and fabulous, it's hard to be fabulous and super, uber casual that has no identity. It doesn't have your stamp because it's too comfortable. And comfort is good. We need that. But I want you to start thinking, you're invited to start thinking about how are you going to amp up your wow factor, even in the casual mode, to make it fit more to who you are. You know, today, casual can be worn almost anywhere. So much of the old, the traditional, the hard, heavy suit and tie and the boom, it's gone. It's gone. But you know what's happened, my friends? This is food for thought. I love food for thought and leaving you with it. We have gone too far over to the dark side in exaggeration. Eclectic is good, drama is good. But where's the pride and the balance? Balance is a key word that many of us have left out of the equation. And when we talk about real development of style, individual style, we're talking about balance. The exaggerated everything, the exaggeration of the lashes, of hair, of wigs, of lipstick and lip enhancement and all the other enhancements, too far over to the dark side. Nothing wrong with a little nip and tuck, a little boop, boop here and there. But we have just gone to the extremes. And sometimes you look, or is it just me? And if it's just me, I can stand alone, but I want your company. I embrace it. I enjoy your company. The problem is it's too extreme. It's too exaggerated. And it doesn't speak to the core of the individual. And this is what we want to get back to, the divine feminine. It seeks to stand in its true goddess status. And by the way, we never leave out the divine masculine. It belongs here with us as well, because we're talking about, when we talk about divine femininity, divine equality, which means that the two are merging together as it was meant, as it was originally designed to be. How do we drop the ball? When do we drop the ball? Why do we drop the ball? I leave it to you, because it doesn't matter anymore. We know the ball was dropped. So now the programming, the conditioning, and the sexualizing, and all those others, it's time to put those away on the back burner and move forward. And we're going to talk a little bit about that with my featured guest speaker and how she did that, because that's what's important. Because fashion ought to be fun and functional, but fabulous as well. And fabulous is going to be different for each and every person. Not everybody likes to dress. Not everybody likes to dress and be spot on all the time. Fine. But whenever and wherever you go out, when you're dealing with the public and you're in a professional setting, you ought to be the mirror that people look and want to aspire to and see something there that triggers the best of the best within themselves. Divine femininity offers that. It's not exaggerated. It's not over the top. It's not just showcasing the two B's and the V. It's about every part of your essence that comes through, the God-given beauty of you, regardless to all the elements that have to do with race and creed and color and height and weight and all of that. Diversity is what we seek. Diversity is what we seek in everything that we do, because you can't grow without it. You can't stay in your little, you can do whatever you want to, right? This is the US of A. But we want to, most of us in leadership, we want to expand. We want to grow. We want to reach heights that are meant to be. Leaders seek equality among all people. And they do it with the highest integrity, love, light, and truth within them. And if it's not done that way, then what's the sense? There is none. So when it comes to fashion and function and fabulous, well, food for thought. That's what we like to leave you with. Now, my featured guest, I'm going to bring her up after I do a little reset. And I'll share a little bit with you about her before I even bring her up. I'm not going to bring her up until after the reset. But this lady, her name is Danielle Harris Branch. She's not coming up now. She's going to come up after I do the reset. But here's a lady who is very original. She is unique to her own individuality. And when you look for individuality and you seek uniqueness, you in turn make sure that you embrace any, every, and all that has the heart and the core connected. And trust me when I tell you, this lady does. Now, I'm going to take a quick little reset and show you and share with you and tell you about my Facebook group where you belong. It's called Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. This group is one where we seek you. We want you to come and be a part of it, because we need your vision, your mission, and your purpose. We need it here to share with all of the other beautiful souls that are in this group. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, we go global. We're international, all one and the same in a way. Come and join us because we want part of your vision and the mission that you're on to share with all the other beautiful souls that are in that group. And one of the things that I talk about all the time, and I hope that you receive and take it in, is know thyself. Know who you are at your core. It's a journey. It's an exploration that you continue with. But one of the things that I want to offer you is this. We like to say that it's a piece of the puzzle. It's something that you can connect with and grow with. And this designing you is offering you a piece of your own puzzle because we are puzzles. We are puzzles. And this gives you a good glimpse into the whole innate core and essence of who you are. There's so many ways that people do this, but this designing you human design, it has combined the four major key components and elements of discovery. So go on your own treasure hunt and find the gift of you. Even if you're in another realm, another higher source, it will do you no harm. There's no harm given there. So do that. And then, because the silver package is ready for you, when we talk about fashion, function, and fabulous, well, that's what we give you. And you can just copy the link, make sure that you get the link, and then go and to see what this is all about. It's the elementary beginning stages of learning what signature style, your individuality, your style ought to be about, starting with the basics and the beginnings, and you get the core elements of what that's all about. And that's what it's going to give you. Now, my friends, do this for me and for you. There isn't much time here, and there's never enough time, but there is. Sit back and relax, whatever that means to you. I want you, before I bring her up, I want to tell you a little bit about this lady. She is a resilient author of a book that we'll talk about a little bit, The Payoff of Pain. How to turn your pain into power. We talk a lot about power here. And she's a beacon of light and hope for those who are healing so many of the elements and the situations that we deal with. Her story is metamorphic. And I just want you to sit back and help me to welcome her. There's so much more, but I want her to share with you a little bit about what she's about. So Danielle Harris Branch, bring her up now so we can say hello. Danielle, hello, my darling. How are you?
Hello, Joy. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's such a privilege and pleasure.
The privilege and the pleasure is all mine. I connected with you through a friend some time ago, and that chemistry that we had. Well, I have this connection with most of the beautiful souls that I meet, and I like diversity and change. And when I saw you and I said, wow, she's so individual, she's so unique, she's so herself, I love that. And then you told me that when we spoke recently, that you've written this great book, and you gave me these key topics to talk about. But tell us how you came to this book and share with us a little bit about your background.
Well, the book, I came to this book because one, I was lost myself. And one day I needed the me that I am today.
Yes.
And I want to help as many people as I can to let them know that there's hope. And also, it's a memoir to the greatest man that I could have ever been in love with, and that is Delmar Malik Branch, who passed. And I wanted something to live in the earth forever so he wouldn't be forgotten.
Oh, that is such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that. The love that we have for the people that we connect with, they never really leave us, but they leave the space that we're in for the time the energy goes, but the love and the heart is there. And now you've written this book, which I think the title of the title of the book is so powerful. The Payoff of Pain and How to Turn Your Pain into Power and the different forms of grief. How are you going to share with us a little bit about that, Danielle?
Turning the payoff of pain. So, up until probably about 2019, I found myself just plowing through life. And, I was functioning. It's almost like a functioning alcoholic. You have all of this trash in your mind. You have all of these things that you're going through, but life has its demands.
Yes.
But eventually you come to a place where you're just not satisfied with the results that you're having. And for me, there was a pain that hit my life that caused me to grieve, that caused a sense of hopelessness to come upon me. Um, and then I got sick, but that feeling of hopelessness came upon me, and the pain was so great until I was forced to feel again.
Wow.
I had to feel the feel. And, everything all of my emotions and everything that I tried to keep private was now making a public appearance. And what was I to do with it at that point? So the payoff of pain is a journey of me and my husband's journey with insurmountable situations that, the background behind the smile, behind the ministry, it's just tells you about the the paths that you go on in life and how to reimagine the pain and give it an assignment and find the greater meaning of the pain so that you can assign it to something that will change your life forever.
Oh, Danielle, thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful. And you know what? I didn't share other parts of your bio, like the double cancer survivor and the other things that you dealt with, and that the forms of grief and how you, and I love your expression, feel the pain, but feel the pain, feel it. That's a new one for me. I'm a wordsmith. I love that because that's what we all have to do. Is it easy? No, not easy at all. But if you really want to grow and evolve and develop into who you're here to be, you have to do that. So that's when you say the forms of grief, all of these different things that you went through with your husband's passing, and then the illness that you had, and then you metamorph from that to supporting and helping others. How did you come to that power of decision that you knew that you had to get through this because you had something to share with other people that would support their healing and their growth?
Well, authentically, I was very, very ill. And unfortunately, I wanted to die myself. I felt like all of my significance was in the grave. Everyone was dead, and I didn't know who I was. To wake up into another world where your name has changed, your roles have changed, and you're still in pain. And the way to then I got to the point where I didn't want to live, and everything about my body was aligning. So I found myself knocking on death's doors, and I was on the crossroads of life and death. And what happened was, when I found out my kidneys were failing, because I lived with my husband, had 14 and a half years of kidney failure, that was my deal breaker. So when I woke up on the renal dialysis floor and looked across the hall and saw all these people doing dialysis, I said, God, that's a deal breaker. And my sister asked me a question: do you want to live? And it was actually my first wedding anniversary. And I decided that I wanted to live. And my body physically started to align with my decision.
Oh
And
my
so
goodness.
and so now it was one point at a time. And the thing about it was, it wasn't that I got out of the situation before people were asking me, Danielle, how, what, can you help me? And what that did was, every time I helped somebody, it put my pain in perspective.
Yes,
It
does
gave it
that.
an assignment. It gave it meaning. And I
Yeah.
continue to heal. The more I share and could hear myself, I continue to heal.
You know, it does that. It does that the way that you described it. But let me ask you something. I'm still that why person. Your husband had the kidney illness, and then you had no idea that you had this until after he had passed. Is that what I heard?
And it
Oh
was
my.
in the middle of, that's when I had Steven Johnson syndrome. So I had a blood clot in my leg, 35% septic, racing heart. I lost the use of my hands. I could
After your husband had passed, though.
yes,
Oh
yes.
my God.
And this was after, nobody really knows that, but I constantly fainted and kept going back. My medical bill that year, I went from perfect health to a medical file about that thick.
Oh my goodness. I
But
can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. And here you are, stunning, fabulous, beautiful, and serving others with your ministry, with the work that you're doing. How you wrote this book, The Payoff of Pain, and how to turn your pain into power. We already have heard the seeds of why you did that. But tell us again, in other words, we heard that too. What is the payoff of pain? Because people take the easy route, Danielle, all the time because they don't want any pain. They don't want to suffer. But in order to evolve and grow, a little bit of pain and uncomfortableness has to set in. So, what is the payoff of pain? Here you are, alive, well, and vibrant. But how would you describe this to someone?
The payoff is a point of fulfillment.
Oh,
It is a point of purpose. It's a point of something beyond yourself, something that keeps you reaching, something that gets your heart pumping, something that when you want to quit, it won't allow you to quit. And it
ooh,
drives and steers your life. And all of a sudden, there's payoff in every area. You're not imbalanced in life where you are super when it comes to spirituality and you're poor when it comes to the natural, or vice versa. Everything in your life is paying off because now you have what you need. You are in the design you were created to be in. And that is a payoff. And now I'm able to tell somebody else right now, my life is selling hope and freedom.
oh,
And every time I coach somebody and they experience hope and freedom, it's more than $1 billion because now they can do it for themselves. And
yes.
that's my payoff.
Oh,
My payoff.
that payoff is absolutely godly. I mean, that is a payoff because what you said about giving the hope and the freedom,
Mm.
and along with that comes self-confidence and
Yes.
self-love. That's
Yes.
what you're offering. That's what you're promoting. That's what you're giving from your journey into your own fulfillment, your own purpose. But
And
you know what I've discovered, and I know you have, I'm not asking, I'm attempting to share with you here. A lot of people, myself included, up to a point, and you spoke to it earlier, we don't know exactly what that purpose is and why we were put here. We just know there's something that we're here to do. Did you have that inkling? Obviously you did, but you have that feeling too, even with all of the illness and the sickness that you went through, one and the same. Did you know that there's a higher purpose for me? There's a higher calling for me. You knew.
absolutely. And, most people spend most of their lives trying to find purpose instead of be a purpose.
Woo, that was powerful. Just breathe. Breathe, breathe, my friend. Oh my God. You have to repeat that because what you said, Danielle, that is beyond, beyond, beyond powerful. Say that again because I was in that grouping until I woke up and had my awakening. And many of us are still in this. So what you're doing is so powerful, but repeat that because that is beyond powerful.
Many people are trying to find their purpose instead of being purpose.
Yes. Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because there is no perfect start. We are constantly evolving into power, into positions where it demands a different part of us. So for that person that's crippled and, oh, I have to do this one thing. No, you're many things just waiting to evolve.
Yes. And that's why there's so many ways to say this, but that's why everything that happens to us, whatever your source and higher source or belief might be, it's all in divine order. Even if
Yeah.
you think it's God awful, it's there to give you or to take. Give you what you need or take what you no longer need.
Yes.
So isn't that true? And there's so many ways to verbalize that, but you spoke to it brilliantly. Danielle, I will take that and use that going forward because that just resonated with me. This is one of my favorite expressions because it's true. To the marrow of my bones. It went right there. That is beautiful. Now tell us a little bit about this part of your work because this is another alignment that you and I have. You are now working as a sought after speaker, a coach, and an image promoter and minister. Tell us how you combine all of that, especially the image promoter. You know, I like that.
Well, they all kind of stack together.
Yes.
It goes on a transition from inner healing to finding your design and purpose. And the image promoter part is delivering. How do you want to show up for what it is that assignment is for your life in your own unique way, without the pressure, the peer pressure of being somebody else, or I need to look like a certain person? It's showing up and feeling fully confident in the person and being that you are with your amazing self. Because I believe that there's not a nobody can occupy your space and your purpose. So that's what the image promoter comes down to. Okay, how do you want your hair to look? I am a licensed cosmetologist, but how do you want your hair to look? What colors do you want to wear? I mean, it's just like the inner you on display in a display cabinet.
I love that, Danielle. I love that because I say all the time, I'm so repetitious in things that I share, is that we're not here to copy, to compete, to envy anyone. We're here to, and not to covet, never. Yes. We're here to find out who we are and stand in our self-love and self-confidence so that people can see and feel that. And there will be those who are not ready. They can't see, but that's not your assignment. Yours is to be all that you're here to be. And there's so many ways to say that. I love the way you express that because it's so spot on. Now, tell us a little bit about, you said you had a hair salon, you've done all of that, and you take all of this work and combine and put it together like in a package for those who come to you who want to have more self-awareness, self-love. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And you do this through your ministry and well, it's all combined. It's a package. It's all stacked. That's what you said.
Who I am.
That's who you are. And you are I love diversity and individuality. And when the heart, the core is there and I feel and I sense it, because I'm still an observer at this stage in life. I don't judge, but I see and I feel and I know when somebody's good. Tell us about this book and where we can purchase it. We didn't have a graphic to put up for you, but I want you to speak a little bit about the book. I know they can get it on Amazon. I think she's scrolling across the information there. And you talked a lot about, not a lot, but you share with us what it's about. But they can purchase it on Amazon. And then we're putting up how they can connect with you as well. So any parting last words you want to share with us about the book, about you, something in the offerings and the works? The stage is yours, my love.
Okay. So the Payoff of Pain is written with you in mind. It's written for the person that is stuck and can't reimagine. You think that things are happening to you, but it's a greater goal, it's a greater diamond in this pain that is serving you, that one day when you can get the meaning of that pain, you will thank God for the pain. Because it's the thing that's going to shape you. It's going to be the thing that molds you. It's going to be the thing that propels you. It's going to be the thing that helps you to tap into your power and potential. But if you've been in financial relationships, it has things about relationships. I couldn't be intimate. It's a dating challenge in there. It's also, if you're a caregiver, how not to lose yourself in being a caregiver. It talks about how to hold on in the middle of your storms and get that fortification that's there. Oh, it talks about how to, from the other side of the bed, what's going on in your life when you're in the bed. You can't see what's on the other side of the bed. It's a whole lot of stuff in there.
It's a lot of stuff, and you are a lot of stuff. All good, all good.
Thank you.
I applaud. I celebrate you. I don't put anybody on a pedestal, but I really commend a lot of people like you who are doing great work, and you are. My engineer is scrolling across all your data and all your information. So we're going to bid you adieu for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She's going to put you in the green room, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and I'll be with you in just a short time. Thank you for all that information. The pleasure was mine. Oh, this woman is a dynamo, and you have to realize that. Know this. We are always here for you, and we always bring you information that will hopefully inspire and ignite something in you to get to the core of who you are, if you're not there yet. In the meantime, know that this is the beginning of the week. Make it the best week ever. Always enjoy the best of you with others. I send you much, much love from my heart to your heart. Embrace it, embody it. It belongs to you. The great week you're going to have, I believe it. Cheers.